All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Machakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 First Fruit. I'm the brother Kasha Quala from the GMS Atlanta Church here in Georgia. All right, in today's lesson, I want to get into the word perspective. All right, here's the word perspective. I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. It's a noun from the late 14th centuries, and it means science of optics. And when you break down science of optics, it's a very deep definition, or it's a very meaningful definition. We all know in the word science means to know or a knowing of something. Like there's sayings of it's the science of things, it's the science of cooking, or there's another saying is it's the art of cooking. It's synonymous with saying the science of things, meaning it's the knowledge of something. It means to know, all right? But this word optics, usually you hear optics like when Esau's talking about a gun. He said, "Yeah, I put a specific optic on this weapon." But we're gonna deep go into the word optic real quick. It means science of sight and light. Okay, so when the perspective, all right, when you're seeing in someone's perspective, you're seeing in the light of things. Okay, all right, you're seeing, you have a sight, a knowledge of sight and light, and that's us. We have a perspective in this. We have the knowing of the light, all right, and the sight in this truth, in this everyday walk. We see things, okay? We have a perspective. That's what perspective means, the knowing of light, all right? We are the men of the Lord who bring things to light, and as you can see, I have 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter up first. And this is going to be a fairly quick lesson. I just was kind of intrigued. The Spirit hit me just to type in the word perspective and see what it meant on the etymology. And I was like, might as well fire up a lesson. So this is I'm gonna start at 1 Thessalonians 5:1. I'm gonna start at the top, but the point of the matter is that I really want to hit is in verse 5. Okay, it says, "But of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you." That's right. Paul is writing this to the church of the Thessalonians, or Thessalonica, you could say. Um, um, so pretty much what he's saying right here says, "But the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you." Meaning what? Meaning, you already know this, all right? You're already in the light. You have a perspective of things. Verse 2, it says, "For yourselves know perfectly." So he's reiterating pretty much what he's saying in verse 1. "For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night." If you know that, if you understand and comprehend that, that means you have a perspective on things, meaning you have a knowledge of foresight. You have a knowledge of the light. Okay? So verse 3 says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." All right, verse 4, "But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that that day should overtake you as a thief." There you go. You're not in darkness. Meaning what? If you are opposite of darkness, you have a what? You have a perspective on things. Okay? So I'm going to read some more definitions in the etymology. And this is etymonline.com. This is where you can find the etymology of words. Etymology means the root or the origin of a specific word. So it says perspective, a noun, late 14th centuries. Science of optics. Okay? Science of optics. Sight. Optical. It says clearly perceived. We clearly perceive that the day of the Lord is at hand. We clearly perceive that. How? Via the prophecies and everything that's going on in our day-to-day lives. We see going on in political, geopolitical arenas. We see going on in the World War III theater over there in the Middle East, over there in Syria and all that. We're just waiting on Iran to make a move. and next thing you know, everything's gonna pop off. We see the on a it was a low. I was about to say a low scale, but it's ramping up now. But we've seen on a low scale the pestilence starting over there in Venezuela, okay? Over there in Brazil when they had the Olympics, it was going mayhem. And they still are right now. This is not really being broadcast here in America. You got to look into it. So it says the inspect, look, it says look through, look closely at. When you perceive something, you look closely. So the word perceive or having a perception, okay, is synonymous to being observant, okay? That would be not a simile, but a synonym to the word perceive. Because when you observe something, you're looking at it. When you consider something, you're viewing something attentively. That's what the word consider means. And viewing something attentively means to look closely at, all right, or to observe. Ooh, this is a heavy word. Perspective, perceive, all right, a perception, all right. Since we are not in the dark, all right, we have a perception and we perceive things, and it's a perspective, all right. Verse 5, it says, ye, this is the point I wanted to make, because in this word perspective, we have science of optics. The word optic means science of light, science of sight and light, okay. So if we have the knowledge of science of sight and light, which is a perspective, then this pertains to us. 1 Thessalonians 5:5, ye are the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Verse 6, therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober, according to Habakkuk the second chapter. Verse 1. It says, verse 7, for they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. We are not a part of that. All these other people who are dumbfounded and oblivious to what's going on, living in limbo, this is them, okay? But we are the children of the light because we have a perspective and we perceive something we perceive something happening, all right? And we have an optic, like again, matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it up real quick. All right. Gun optics. Okay. This is what Esau. This is Esau images. This is what an optic is. It's a scope. You scope it out. Put your crosshairs on it. All right. You can even look in the scope. As you can see, it has the crosshairs, but it has a light in it, and it's magnification. When you go deer hunting, you have that scope. You have a magnification. You have your sight on that deer before you pull that trigger. Okay? Meaning what? You perceive that there's a deer right there. Meaning you have the knowledge of sight that there's a deer right in front of you that you need to put your crosshairs on and go ahead and eliminate the target so you can eat. Simple. That's how Esau thinks. But like the scriptures say, you got to explain things in a carnal manner to pretty much get the spiritual side of it, loosely paraphrasing what it says in 1 Corinthians the 3rd chapter, So continuing, it says 1 Thessalonians 5:7, for they that sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night, but let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet, the hope of salvation. All right. So we are children, like it says, verse 5, of the light, because we have a perception and we perceive things. All right. I just really wanted to get into this word because I thought it was very intriguing to me, especially the word optics, perception, or to perceive something, or perspective. It literally means that we have a knowledge of light, of the light, okay? And a lot of people don't have this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close it out on Isaiah. I want to say Isaiah 6 and 9, another classic. I want to say it's that. There we go. Yeah. There's Isaiah 6 and 9. There's another one in Romans I want to say the ninth chapter, but we'll see. Isaiah 6:9, it says, he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed. Sit down. Hear ye indeed. It says, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. See? It has the word perceive right there. All right, we're going to get that real quick. That's the spirit. And what does the word perceive mean in Hebrew? Yadai. And yadai means to what? To know. Okay? People don't have a perception. And they don't have a perspective of things. Okay? So it says, again, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not. And see ye indeed, but perceive not. Okay? But we perceive because we have the light. We have the comforter. We have the light. You know, what is Star Wars? May the force be with you. Well, may the light be with us. The scriptures say, let your light shine. You know, let your light shine. Yahweh Shai said that, man. A light that's on top of a hill. You know, we are that light that's on the top of a hill, and we let that thing shine. You know, because we perceive something that's about to happen in the spirit. You know, so I just wanted to get that word perspective. And Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Achakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. I'm Brother Kasha Kwala. And again, until next time, like always, Shalom.